everyone. Welcome to Unfolded English Podcast. I'm Lucy.
And I'm Alex. Today, we practice English at the airport.
Before we start, let's talk about why airport English can feel so challenging. Alex, why do you think many English learners feel nervous at airports?
That's a great question, Lucy. I think airports are stressful because everything is important and time-sensitive. If you miss information about gate changes or delays, you could miss your flight. Plus, airport workers speak quickly because they help hundreds of people every day.
Exactly. And airports have their own special vocabulary. Words like boarding, departure, terminal, and connecting flight can be confusing. But don't worry, today we'll practice the most important phrases you need to know. Alex, imagine you are at the airport check-in counter. The worker asks you something fast. What would you say?
Oh, that happens a lot. I usually say, "Sorry, can you repeat that, please?"
Perfect. That is so useful. What if the worker speaks too fast?
Could you speak slower, please? Most airport workers are very patient.
Yes, they help travelers every day. What do you say when you arrive?
I say, "Hello, I have a flight today," and show my passport.
Great. Then they ask, do you have bags to check? What is your answer?
If I have bags, I say, "Yes, I have one bag." If not, no bags today.
Simple answers work best. What about when your bag is too heavy?
Oh no, I ask, "Can I take something out?" or "How much is the extra fee?"
Alex, what about connecting flights? Many travelers have to change planes. This can be really confusing.
Oh yes, connecting flights are tricky. You need to ask important questions like, "Where do I pick up my bags?" or "Do I need to check in again?" and "How long is my layover?" The airport staff will help you understand where to go next.
Good point. You can also ask, what terminal is my next flight? Or, do I have enough time to make my connection? These questions will help you feel more confident during layovers. Good thinking. Now, what happens at the security check? Alex, do you get nervous?
Sometimes, but the workers are helpful. They say, "Put your shoes here," or "Empty your pockets."
Right. You just say, okay, or sure, no problem. They are doing their job.
Exactly. What about finding the gate? Big airports are confusing for me.
Me too. I always ask, excuse me, where is gate A5? Or which way to gate B12?
Good. People usually point and say, "Go straight," or "Turn left." Very helpful.
Always remember to say thank you. What about buying food at the airport?
"Can I have a coffee, please?" Or "How much is this sandwich?"
Perfect. When you pay, you can ask, can I pay with card? Very easy.
Lucy, let's talk about customs and immigration. This is where many English learners feel the most nervous. What should people know?
Great question. At immigration, they usually ask, what is the purpose of your visit? You can answer tourism, business, or visiting family. At customs, they might ask, do you have anything to declare? Just say, no, nothing to declare, if you don't have special items.
What about boarding the plane? Sometimes the announcements are hard to understand.
True. Listen for your row number. They usually say, we're now boarding rows 20 to 30, or business class passengers may board now. If you're not sure, ask, has my row been called? Or, when can I board? The gate agent will help you.
What if your flight is late? That happened to me last month.
You can ask, is my flight on time? Or, when is the new departure time?
Lucy, what if something goes wrong, like you miss your flight or lose your luggage?
Don't panic. If you miss your flight, go to the airline counter and say, I missed my flight. Can you help me? For lost luggage, say, my bag didn't arrive, or I can't find my suitcase. Airport staff deal with these problems every day, so they know how to help. Alex, let's also talk about useful airport services. What about getting Wi-Fi or finding charging stations?
Good point. For Wi-Fi, ask, "What's the Wi-Fi password?" Or, "Is the internet free here?" For charging your phone, ask, "Where are the charging stations?" Or, "Can I plug in my phone here?" Most airports have these services available.
Alex, many listeners worry about their pronunciation. What advice do you have for speaking English confidently at airports?
Great question. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation. Airport workers hear many different accents every day. Speak slowly and clearly. If someone doesn't understand, just repeat or try saying it differently. You can also point to things and use simple gestures to help communicate.
That's so helpful. Now, let's practice some key airport vocabulary. Alex, can you explain what departure and arrival mean?
Departure means when your flight leaves. Arrival means when your flight gets to the destination. Other important words are terminal, that's the big building, gate, where you get on the plane, and boarding pass, your ticket to get on the plane.
Excellent. One more tip for our listeners. Before you travel, practice these phrases at home. You can also write down key questions on a piece of paper to carry with you. This will help you feel more confident when you actually need to use them.
Great! Now let's practice some really useful airport sentences for our listeners.
Good idea. Alex, please start with a simple one.
Where is the bathroom?
Excuse me, where are the restrooms?
What time does my flight leave?
Yes, that is perfect. You can also say, when does my plane depart?
Is this seat free?
Yes, that is perfect. You can also say, can I sit here?
My flight is delayed.
Yes, that is perfect. You can also say, my plane is late.
I need help with my bags.
Yes, that is perfect. You can also say, can you help me carry this?
I lost my boarding pass.
Yes, that is perfect. You can also say, I cannot find my ticket.
These sentences will really help people feel more confident at airports.
So today we learned 3 easy sentences. Hello, I have a flight today. Where is gate A5? Can I have a coffee, please?
Those 3 sentences are really powerful for airport travel.
If today's conversation helped you feel more confident, don't forget to follow our podcast.
Yes, when you listen often, your English improves little by little.
We are happy to practice with you every day.
Thank you for listening to Unfolded English Podcast. See you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing your English at the airport.